Our next guest on the pod is a former pro triathlete who's doing her best to make running and triathlon fun so someone like six-star Erica may dip her toes in the water one day and maybe just try a little. Her content on social media is unmatched, from daily trends to anything poop related. We are wicked excited to have our newest pod fam friend from the West Coast, Carolyn Carter, a.k.a. the LA Triathlete, on the On the Runs podcast. Carolyn, what's up?
Woo! Wow, that was an intro. Oh my gosh, I'm
Yes.
so excited to be here, guys. This is great. Also, great podcast voice.
Oh,
I love
you.
it.
I got
He
a
has the-
face for radio.
I was just
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
say that. Oh man, it is so cool to have you here, Carolyn. I've been following you on social media well before we even started this podcast, so this is
Honored.
this is really fun. Get to see
Yay.
how you managed to do all those fun videos and just how you got started with all the triathlon stuff. Like we'll definitely dive into that, but we're just so happy to have you here, and we're excited to get to know you better.
Yay.
Not
excited to be
only
here.
have I been trying to get Erica to do a triathlon for years, I'm still trying to get her to do content for the podcast. So maybe you can help me with that too. Teach her your ways. But first, I need to actually ask you about this. Currently, where you
Yeah.
live, you're under a National Weather Service alert. And I'm not joking when it says, quote, "This is life-threatening. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing the area for your own safety." What's going on out west?
They're okay. One thing I've learned. So I grew up in the Midwest, Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised. I've lived in LA for almost 7 years. I loved severe weather when I lived in Ohio. Like, that's the one thing I miss. I don't miss the cold, but I miss like thunderstorms. It like rains here a little bit and everyone's like, "Oh my God, like the biggest deal ever." And then they call it storms, and it's never like, when I think storm, I think thunderstorm with lightning and thunder, not just rain. Anyway, there was a flash flood warning that I was like in a meeting for work and it popped up and it was like, "Danger," those like scary iPhone alerts. And I mean, like, I guess if the roads could flood or something, but I'm like on a hill, so I'm fine. I'm like, the only thing I have to worry about is like a landslide, which
That's
that would
still
be bad
scary.
too. But so
Yeah.
far so good. I think it stopped raining. So, but yeah, it was very dramatic for what was actually happening.
Oh, bummer. Well, not bummer that
I know.
it's better that it's not as bad as they thought it was going to be.
Right. But it is kind
yeah.
of a bummer because, I'm getting all excited, like maybe there'll
Gonna
be a
get a real
storm, and it just, rained kind of hard and that was it.
So when you posted that in your story, were you kind of making fun at the alert?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Because I thought first you were like a good community person saying, "Everyone stay home, stay safe."
That would be nicer. Yeah, no, actually that's what I was doing. Yeah. I was letting everyone know. It's keeping everyone safe.
At this point, like, what kind of weather would we have to have over here to get one of those alerts? Like, I feel like you're going to need 8 feet of snow or like, I don't
Right.
even know at this point.
Well, we got one once while podcasting, and it was hilarious because we were talking to, I'm sure you know Andy Glaze.
Oh my gosh, of course.
And we were going through this massive thunderstorm, alert. So
Yeah.
bad that like some tree fell down next to Erica's house, took
I
out
lost
the power
power.
lines.
Oh
And
my
she's
God.
like, "No."
So what I didn't realize, so with the Riverside platform, and so I had computer battery and everything, so I just lost
Yeah.
internet, but it was still recording, and I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like freaking out trying to figure out like what to do. I'm like, Andy's on the other line, and it recorded my freak out, and of course Eric like put it into the podcast.
Yeah, you see her
that's
like
so
with
funny.
a lantern walking around the house because the
had
computer's
no
still doing
power.
it locally. It was great.
Wait, that's
I had
so
to do
funny.
it on my phone because I could at least get like the
Yeah,
regular
right.
phone stuff, but I was like, this is the most like crazy looking recording I've ever done.
I can picture it.
So
That's actually a
random.
funny story because I was back home in Ohio this summer just visiting, and I was recording my podcast, weirdly enough, and I got an emergency alert, and it wasn't storming or anything, and I was like, oh, it's probably a test, and I like looked, and it was like I was the only one home, like my mom had gone out for something, and it was like, shelter in place, lock all windows and doors, and that was the only information, and I was like freaking out, and we caught it on the recording, and I was just sitting there like like frozen.
Now that's
I was like,
scary.
it was so scary. And for like the longest time, there was no answers. Everyone on Twitter was like freaking out. And it turned out like they sent it to the whole county, which was bad. But they're like, the only people who need to worry about this are like in Deerfield Township, which is where my mom lives. So I was like, okay, well, I still should be concerned. It turned out like a guy in the neighborhood across the street was like, I don't remember. It was like holding his family hostage or, something like that. Just
no.
casual. But I was like, man, locking all the windows and doors, it's a little little dramatic.
Don't
but
mind if I do, though.
I did.
around.
I did.
Wow.
I was on a century ride in New Hampshire, and my phone got that same alert.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it because I was riding with Scott, my triathlon buddy, the guy I've done a lot of triathlon training with. We can talk about triathlon soon. But we're riding through a town called Epping, and all of a sudden, this SWAT team comes running out of a truck into the forest. And
Oh my
we're like,
God.
what's going on? And they're going, and then we kind of go down this hill and we go by a bunch of news station trucks. And
Oh
I
my
see a
God.
friend of mine from high school. Her name was Catherine Underwood she's like from New England Channel 10 or something at the time. And she's like, I'm like, what's going on? And the same thing, some guy like didn't pay for his drug deal or whatever. So the drug dealer went to the house and he like tied him to a chair. And then when the cops came, the dude ran
my
into the woods.
God.
It's like amateur hour for these, someone selling like, you pay me for my bag of weed
Yeah.
or whatever.
Damn.
Took a whole SWAT team into the woods of Epping, New Hampshire.
Yeah, I think SWAT was involved in this too, and that's why. But we needed to like petition for them to come up with this less scary sound for the emergency alerts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just blasts
so
out of the
scary.
phone too. They
Yeah.
had that happen the other day for me because I work off of this main road, and like probably 2 or 3 miles down the road, there was a gas leak, and they're like, everybody
Oh my
evacuate
God.
the area. There actually was an explosion, but like it
Yeah.
just scares the shit out of you. You're like, oh my God, is this an Amber Alert? Like what is going on? And
Yeah,
oh man,
it's
they make it
like
known, though.
adrenaline rush.
yeah.
But that sounds pretty
That
bad.
gas leak was no
Yeah.
joke the other week,
Yeah.
by the way.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
anyways, we're not here to talk about our
Sorry,
lives
guys.
or our drama
Panic,
or the weather here. But we're here to talk about you. And it's really cool because we learned you're from Cincinnati. Maybe
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about you. Like, have you ever run the Flying Pig Marathon?
I would argue that is my favorite marathon. So I've done the Flying Pig half, I think 2 or 3 times. And then, I think 2 or 3. And then I've done the full twice. It was my first full. I think I did it in
Awesome.
2017, 2018.
That's
Yeah,
my
and-
poster right there behind me. It's a
Oh my
flying pig from
gosh.
24.
Oh my God. Isn't it amazing? It's like the whole community comes out, like there's just like so much crowd support. And then I keep telling everyone to do it because I'm like, Procter and Gamble is in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
And like, so they're one of the sponsors of the race. So at the expo, it's like so much free stuff. I think there's
It
another,
was
Kroger.
awesome.
Also Kroger is, so it's just like, you're walking through these lines, getting your like free groceries at the expo. So
It was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
I will agree with you. It was an absolutely excellent marathon, and I will have to say the one that I ran a couple years ago, it was held on Cinco de Mayo. So
Oh, fun.
everybody who was on the course, like I had so many shots of tequila. Like I don't know how I made it through in one piece, but like I was like,
that's impressive.
bacon, don't mind if I do. Cookies, sure. Shots,
Oh yeah.
give me more. Like it was a total vibe, and I would absolutely run it again.
It's also surprising. Okay, that's one thing. Also, I moved out here and everyone's like, oh, Ohio must be so flat. And I'm like, okay, the Flying Pig has like almost, I think, more elevation gain than the Los Angeles Marathon. It's hilly, right? It's
It was
like
tricky.
hard.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's
Definitely
so
felt
fun.
accomplished after finishing that one.
Yeah. That's a
Now,
good
it
one.
also runs through 2 states. And when Erica came back, she thought she
It
could
does.
add it because you already had Ohio. So you're like, I'll add Kentucky. Was it Kentucky?
I didn't have
Yeah.
I didn't have Ohio. I didn't have either state, but so I learned something. You can count it as whatever state that it either starts or finishes in, and Kentucky was like mile 2 to 3 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It
It's
doesn't
like
count. So
right at the
I
beginning.
learned, you
I mean,
guys.
I'd count it, but whatever.
thank you.
It's actually cool that we learned you're from Ohio, though, because we have a lot of Ohio pod fam. Most of them are from Northern
Oh my
Ohio.
God. Shout
We've
out.
had our friends Darius and Star. They're the race directors of the Columbus Marathon.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
Patrick in the whole running community up in Northern Ohio, the NERC running community. But tell us a little bit about you growing up in Ohio, Cincinnati. What did you do? Were you an athlete? Were you a jock? Were you did you play the clarinet? What were you like in Cincinnati?
Okay, so yeah, I was born and raised there in Landon, Ohio. It's a little, I don't even know, it's not even like a city, like a community, about 25 minutes northeast of Cincinnati, like the city. Yeah, I liked it. It was very quiet and a good place to grow up. I grew up swimming. I started swimming I think I started swim lessons when I was like 3 or 4, and the swim lessons lady's like, she's really good. And I was like, yeah, I am. And so my mom put me on Countryside YMCA swim team. I swam for them for my entire, and my high school and everything, but for my whole life. I didn't even like try others. Well, that's not true. When I was 5, I played soccer and I hated it and cried every time I had to go to a game. And then I think I tried tennis lessons because my dad liked tennis. I tried golf lessons because my dad liked golf. I hated all of these. And then I think in junior high, the last sport I tried, I got tall. I'm 5'11". So in junior high, I remember, I think it was the summer between 7th and 8th grade. All my friends played volleyball. And so I was like, Mom, can I go to this volleyball camp? It was 3 days. And I went the first day and I hated it and I cried. And my mom's like, you don't have to go back. And then I just swam. And what else? Cincinnati. Yeah, so I don't know if I was necessarily like a jock. Like at my high school, it was a pretty small high school, like 250, I think was my graduating class. Everyone knew each other. Yeah, pretty small. It's nice though, because you all kind of like grow up together. I wasn't like one of the jocks, I would say. I feel like people didn't take swimming seriously, which is like unfortunate because I was one of the only few to be recruited and participate in a college sport, as D1 sport. And I was just like, okay. And I'm going to throw a little shade at my gym teacher. So I think it was in high school. I think it was my freshman year of high school. I was trying to qualify for YMCA Winter Nationals, which are like, it's like hard to qualify for. And I was tapering. So, my runners and triathletes, we all know what tapering is. It means, you're resting. Yeah. So it was like the week of the race and I had a note from my swim coach because he didn't want me to like, be running around in gym class and like tiring myself out. So I had a note that I brought to gym class. Maybe it was 8th grade. And I gave it to the gym teacher basically saying like I had to sit out gym class for this week. And he was like kind of a jerk about it. And I was just like, okay. I don't know. He was also the football coach. And I was just like, okay, so how many of your football players grew up to be pro? Not that I was a good pro triathlete, but I'm just throwing a little shade. So anyway,
respect the note, coach. Come on.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And then they qualify for nationals. But again, no one really knew about swimming and didn't really consider it like a sport. So I would say I was kind of like middle. Like I wasn't a nerd. I wasn't really a jock. I wasn't really popular. I was just kind of like there.
You did your thing. You had your hobbies and you went with it.
Exactly. Flew under the radar. And I played the violin. You just reminded me of instruments. We had to play an instrument. I think 7th grade, starting 7th grade. I think you had to play it through 9th grade. I was actually pretty good at it. I was in honors orchestra. And then I quit, I think, in like 10th grade because of swimming. So
priorities.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? You mentioned how swimming wasn't a big, jock sport where we're from.
Yeah.
And I think you are much younger than us. But do you remember the OC, which was based in Southern California, and the big sport there was water polo?
Oh yeah. It's so interesting how the country, like Ohio, some high schools had water polo, and then coming out here, it's like so much bigger. Also, real quick, you just reminded me, this guy at the pool I swim at the Rose Bowl Aquatic Center, and this guy, he's like probably my age, and he was like, you're really good at swimming. He's like, where did you swim? And I was like, oh, I'm from Ohio, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize people like swam there. He thought like only good swimmers came from like
regional thing.
I know. I was like, hold on, there's like pools there.
There's pools everywhere, man.
Yeah,
it's funny weird, though. Like we didn't have a pool at my school. Like that just wasn't a thing. Like my high school was not big enough. We did not have a new high school, so like I swam at the Y. That's how I learned how to swim, but I just never took it very far. And I mean, I guess it all depends on where you can swim.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't have that. Some of the bigger neighboring high schools were lucky enough to have pools, and I was always jealous because like sometimes gym class they would go and swim at the pool, and I was like, man, I just wish so bad I could flex on these hoes if we got to swim in gym class. And then I'd be like, yeah, look who's the real athlete.
Smoke them.
Smoke them. But alas, never happened.
This will be a lot of fun to learn about the whole transition and picking up triathlon, because you usually don't find a swimmer. You don't talk to them often who then become a triathlete.
It's
true.
Usually
a runner or a biker, and then they have to figure out swimming. It's like when Erica tries one day, she has to learn how to swim. But you're a swimmer. You're kind of like a Lauren Brandon. My intro to Lauren Brandon was when I was in Mount Tremblant, and she came out of the water first because she was like a swimmer growing up.
She's fast.
And then she figured out the biking and the running. So what was your transition here? Like you went to college for swimming.
Yeah.
Like when was your intro to triathlon?
Okay, so I was recruited, swam at D1 school, Miami University, Ohio, not Florida. And I swam through my whole freshman year and I got so burnt out and I kind of just like fell out of love. And I was also like, it's college. I want to have fun. So at the
Yeah.
very last possible day of freshman year, so I went through the whole season and then all of spring training, which is like notoriously awful. And it's like after championships and everything. At the very end of that year, I decided to quit, which was like a huge identity crisis for me because I was like,
Aw.
okay, this has literally been my personality. But it's like college, so it's like there's other things.
Mhm.
And I went through the rest of college just kind of like I don't even know what I did. I think maybe I'd go to the gym and just do like the elliptical or something, just like every so often. I never swam for those 3 years ever. And Miami has a great pool, but I was just like, I can't. And then after I graduated in 2015, I signed up for my first half marathon, the Flying Pig, in 2016, just because I was like, I started running. I was like, if running's kind of fun, it's free, and I need a goal to work towards. So I was like, let me put money towards it, sign up for a half marathon.
There you go.
But then the dumbest thing I've ever done was that I'd never done a triathlon. I've never done a running race. I didn't own a bike. So I think maybe at this point I had been signed up for the Flying Pig, which is in May. And I was like, I'm going to do a half Ironman. So I signed up for Ohio 70.3, which is July that same year. Again, hadn't ran a half ever, didn't own a bike. And I was just like, I'll figure it out.
Mhm.
So I bought a bike in March, I think, of that year, and then ran the Flying Pig. And I was like, okay, I can do a half marathon. Now I just got to figure out the rest of this. So that's kind of how it just, I don't know, grew, I guess. So, and then I guess after that, my goal was kind of just like, what's the next longest, and the next longest is a marathon. And then the next longest is an Ironman. Just go from
I
there.
love it. So it took you how many years? At least 3 years to get
Yeah.
back in a pool because you were like, all right, I can do a half. Let's figure this out. But then you had to get back in the pool. So were you able to rediscover your love for swimming amongst training for your first half Ironman?
I would say yes, but it did take a while. It was especially hard in Ohio because obviously indoor pools, right? It's like winter.
Mhm.
You have to swim inside. And I was just kind of like, I would do it because I had to. And it's fine. I didn't love it, but I was like, oh, I guess I have to swim. So I'd swim like 1 or 2 times a week. And then when I moved to LA, I started swimming outside again, but like year round. And I was like, oh, actually, I really like this.
There you go.
So I would say now in the last like year or two, I've really like fallen, like I look forward to it and I go more than, once a week. So
Well, the fact that you're doing multiple sports now, you're not burnt out with just swimming.
exactly.
Like you
That's
mix
the
it up
other
with
thing.
running and biking and probably strength training. Erica, this is what Dave McGilvery told you.
Yes, I know that it's good, but you have to tell me, how do you train for 3 sports without getting burnt out at all? Like I
That's-
understand like single sport burnout, but how do you do 3 and not get burnt out?
I think for me, it's like the opposite because I think if I just did one, I'd get burnout. I think the 3 is there's so much variety. I will
That's
say
true. You
burnout
get like
happens.
boredom, right? That it kind of
Yes.
eliminates that because you're not just
It-
focusing on the one thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I always think I'm like, man, it'd be nice. Like I probably could get so good at running if I just ran. But then I'm like, oh, I'd miss the bike too much, or like, vice versa. But yeah, burnout's real. I think the last couple years I've taken some vacations that were like forced me to not train for 2 to 3 weeks. Like in 2024 and 2025. And I'm like, that's the key. Just like don't
There we
do
go.
anything for like 3 weeks. And then you're like, okay, I'm ready to come back. It's great.
So
I cannot remember
refreshing.
the last time
So
I took
refreshing.
like an actual like solid break from I just run, but I can't
Yeah.
remember the last time I took like just like, hey, here's a solid week of just not doing anything.
It's like,
Maybe I did that once.
it's hard. It's like to bring I don't know, like you always think subconsciously, it's not true, but you're like, I'm gonna lose all my fitness and it's gonna be so hard to like get it back.
Just
And it never
breaks routine too. You're like,
It
I feel like I should be doing
does.
something. I can't just like sit here or
Yes.
like should go for a walk or just do something. It's like anything.
That's why you just have to like pay a bunch of money, book like a vacation where you're so busy doing other stuff that you're like, I can't run.
there
Where
we
was
go.
that vacation, by the way? Where'd you
The
go?
so 2024 was my honeymoon, so we went to Africa. And
Ooh.
the first week was a safari, which you can't run anywhere. You get attacked by an animal. So there's no running. And then the second week was in the Seychelles, which is like an island off the east coast of
beautiful.
Africa. So humid, so hot. I was like, I'm not gonna run. And then last year we went to Europe, just like did a little European adventure. which
There's
I
too
could
much
have
to
ran.
see out there. You're just busy
Yeah.
sightseeing. So
Exactly. And then
that's
you're
a good way to take
tired.
your mind off it.
So you're not the one who plans a vacation around a race then.
I respectfully would rather die, which a lot.
Well,
Okay.
you see a lot of social media content creators
I'm
doing
guilty
that.
of that
It's like
stuff.
it's like, oh, we're going to Hawaii. Yes, we're going to Hawaii. Oh, by the way, it's Kona week.
I could get that. See, here's my thing. I get it. And I think like running would be better. I just think with the bike, but I actually am doing it this summer for the first time. I'm doing Oregon 70.3, which isn't that much of like, it's kind of close. But my in-laws are coming and then we're going to do like a Northern California, Oregon road trip.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that'll be fun. But it's like kind of planned around the race because my brother-in-law is racing it too. But I just think like I'm so stressed about a race in general. Like I get so worked up and like there's so much admin with a triathlon, so much gear, so much you have to worry about. And I'm like, to add on a trip on top of that where you have to think about like packing all your stuff and it's just like I mentally think I would die. So
That sounds a lot more difficult than what I do because I'm like, hey, I want to go run this race. Might as well make it a vacation. I just extend it on either side. So
yeah.
I can't. Oh man, you should tell us a little bit about how you do pack for a trip because I've heard horror stories about just trying to travel with a bike. It either gets there or it doesn't.
So I almost never, I really strategically, and this probably makes me so lame because there's so many cool races out there. I literally just pick races that are driving distance in LA. So
that's not a bad idea.
It's not. And I will say Oregon is on the cusp. I probably will have to fly because it's just such a long drive from LA, but it's like a direct flight. It's a short flight. But yeah, it's like so scary. I'm like, I just don't want to think about it. You know, I'm like, but this guy that I know, he does like a bike transport thing. So I actually think that he like drives the bikes up. You just like pay him money and he takes them. So I'm like,
does he build the bike, put it back together for you?
Yes, he's my mechanic.
That's my thing. I can't put it back together and trust that the wheel's not going to fall off.
Nope,
it's not just the wheel. It's like you're taking every piece off that bike.
No, literally, that's the other thing. Because people just like, they'll show like videos of like time lapses of them doing it. And I'm like, you know how to unscrew that and like put it back in without like breaking the bike? Because I could never. I don't even know how to adjust my saddle. So someone's listening to this, they're like, oh my God, she's a loser.
Well, that's way more than I know how to do.
This is going to help Erica do it.
Oh yeah, Eric, you don't need to know anything. Like I know how to clean my chain and like pump my tires. If anything happens, I just pay someone. I'm like, I don't need to learn. I have too much in my brain.
There you go.
So I don't need extra.
Take my money.
Yeah, I'm like, just take it to the shop. They'll fix it.
What was your first did you do a sprint triathlon first? For me, it was a sprint. In fact, for me, it was the year before. I watched my wife do a sprint triathlon.
Oh, fun.
12 weeks after having a baby.
Oh my God.
And I watched this woman ride by on a Huffy. And my thought was, if she can do this, I can do this.
Hell yeah.
I just need to learn how to swim and get in a pool. And then once I did that, I was like, sign me up for the next. What was your first like deep dive into it? Like your intro, was it a sprint or did you go straight Ironman?
So I signed up for that half Ironman, right? Ohio 70.3. Again, hadn't done anything. So I was like, I probably should do some sort of triathlon before I do the 70.3. So my first one was an Olympic. It was the Mojo Triathlon in Westchester, Ohio. So shout out to my Cincinnati people. It's a really good race. It's fun. But I remember like at that point I had like my road bike and stuff, but I remember like destroying the swim. Like I crushed it. I think I was like first person, man or woman, out of the water. I was like, hell yeah. Got on the bike. I looked like such a dork. I have to show you the pictures are so funny. I was like helmet. I'm pretty sure the helmet was on backwards. Or it was like really high on my head. Like there's something weird about my helmet. And then I had never done a brick workout ever. And so I started like the run and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. I felt like awful. But, I figured it out.
Was it a wetsuit swim?
Yeah. So I borrowed a guy that works with my mom. Mark, shout out to Mark. He's like kind of the one who kept telling me, he's like, you got to do a triathlon. But I'm tall and he's like probably 6'1". So he's like, you can borrow my wetsuit. And I didn't know people peed in them. And I was like, he probably peed in it.
Of course.
That's okay. Yeah. I probably peed in it too. Let's be honest.
It gets washed out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's sterile.
We're all peeing.
Yeah, we're all peeing.
I had one one Ironman story I was doing. It's called Timberman, and
Oh
I had to
yeah.
pee, and I couldn't because for some reason they weren't letting us in the water. So I stepped a couple steps to the side and kind of like moved the suit so I could pee down my leg and get it out by the ankle. And as
Yeah.
I'm doing this, guess who walks by me as I'm trying to pee?
Who?
Tim O'Donnell.
Oh my God.
And
Did
I
you?
was like,
Did you?
no.
You should have
This is
just.
right after his heart attack. His wife was racing, and he's crewing her. And by the way, speaking of that, there was a hurricane
Oh my
the
God.
same day.
Where's that one?
It's in New Hampshire.
Oh,
It's no
okay.
longer here. But
Okay.
there's a great YouTube video that they did on their YouTube show. Tim and they have a name for their YouTube show. I can't think of the name, but it's on that race. And the race ends. They go to the hotel. They shower. They get out of Dodge because the hurricane's coming.
I am definitely going to watch that. I feel as though you should have just continued peeing and like made eye contact, like asserted dominance. It's funny how I did Ironman Arizona, same thing. They didn't let us in the water at all. And I was like, suspiciously, the ground is soaking wet right now. Like, no one's been in the water, but there's puddles. The whole ground is pee. It's disgusting. You got to do what you got to do, though, because I am a nervous peer.
Yes.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
Like,
And you're
I'll have to do
hydrated.
it twice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go in and I'm not going to wait in the porta potty line to pee. That's stupid. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, having to take
When you
off
could
your
just go
entire
in the
wetsuit to
lake.
go do it.
yeah, exactly.
No.
It's too much admin.
Not worth it.
Did you ever have? I asked about the wetsuit, and then we got distracted amazingly with peeing in a wetsuit. But my first ever experience was actually trying to get that wetsuit off.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we had wetsuit strippers. Like you never even did a brick workout before this. I luckily did. I had Scott, but like all those little things you never think about, like. Then take a bucket of water, put it near your transition, and dip your feet in it and dry it off to get all that sand off of your feet.
I know. I don't really remember. I feel like the most scarring part was just the run. I like don't even remember like anything else. But there is so many like little things. Like I didn't practice my transitions at all, so they were probably so slow. Just like, I mean, they're probably still kind of slow. I'm gonna be honest, but like just getting the wetsuit off, like the helmet, how hard it is to buckle a helmet when your hands are cold from the water, stuff like that. Yeah.
I never would
hard.
think of any of this stuff. So just refresh my memory for not being I'm a tri newbie here, but
Yeah.
a brick workout, is that just when you practice like biking and then just going right into the run? Okay.
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You got
So,
it. You got it.
That sounds hard though. Like your legs are going to be
It
absolutely
is.
dead and then you have to go run after.
It's like a weird experience when you haven't done it before. I'm gonna be honest, I still don't do them as much as I should, but I feel like I do enough races that I'm like,
Right.
I know what it feels like now, you know?
I feel like jelly.
We'll
legs,
get to
you'd
social
jelly,
media
right?
soon, but you do have a fun reel where you explain some of these things, like what a ROTB is or what a shakeout is or all this stuff.
Run
It's-
off
it's
the
fun.
bike. I know that one. I think I learned that from you, Eric.
Nice.
Okay. I gotta work on the terminology.
At what point did you move to LA? Because you are the LA triathlete.
I am. End of July August 2019. So right before COVID.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh
Good times.
boy.
What was
Yeah.
the reason for the move? You
My-
just had to get out of Ohio?
I
Or?
had to get out. My now husband, we had been dating for forever at that point, 6 years, and he's an architect now, but he was like coming out. Well, he was going to grad school and he applied to all these different schools. He's good. He got into a lot. He got into like Yale, UPenn, UCLA, and then one called SciArc, which is really good. It's really small, but it's in downtown LA, and like I feel like people haven't heard of it, but it's a really good school. So anyway, he had all these options, and I was like, we were long distance. He was in Columbus and I was in Cincinnati, and we were long distance for like 6 years. And I was like, okay, like I'm moving wherever you go. Thank
Mm.
God his two top choices were in LA, because like respectfully, I did not want to live in New Haven, Connecticut. And thank God, he picked SciArc. So yeah, we moved for that. And then we were in the Arts District, which is in like downtown LA. It's like a little outside of downtown LA. So we were there for 3 years. Not a lot of great riding and running. I kept coming to Pasadena. Like I just kind of fell into a group of like a cycling group here. So every day I'd be like driving to Pasadena to work out, and then our lease kept getting more expensive. So we just ended up moving to Pasadena. So we're like I think we're like 50 feet from like the border of Pasadena and LA now.
Nice.
So technically I'm not the LA triathlete. I'm not technically in LA
Pasadena
anymore, but
triathlete. Gonna have to
Pasadena
change that
Triathlon.
handle. No,
I know.
Don't do it. Own
It's
it.
semantics, you guys. It's
Right.
Yeah.
But like, how long of a drive was it just to go to ride your bike? Like, how far of a drive was it for you?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad because I was kind of going like I guess I was going with traffic, but it was like 20 to 25 minutes, but every day, you know.
Adds up,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it adds up. And I wasn't really close when I lived in downtown. I wasn't swimming very much there either because there wasn't like a pool at all. So I would go to the Rose Bowl occasionally, but then when I moved here, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go all the time. But yeah, I love Pasadena. It's so nice.
At what point, you've been doing triathlons for easy 3 years now. So were you just like, this is an easy transition? I can run and bike and swim anywhere, really? Like, were you considered a pro at this point?
So in 2019, I was still age group, but I moved. So I was kind of just like fucking around. I didn't have a coach. And I think I'd done like maybe 5 or 6 half Ironmans. There was like the first one, and then the next summer I did 3, and then like maybe 1 or 2, and then moved out here. And then I remember, so moving across the country is kind of stressful. And like, I just hadn't been, training very well. But that September, I was like, oh my God, there's one in San Diego. It was called Super Frog. They don't do it anymore. I don't know why it was called Super Frog, but I was like, I have a friend in San Diego. So I was like, I'll drive down and stay with her and do this race. And I like died. It was just so hard because I hadn't been training very consistently or riding. And I didn't know where to ride yet when I moved to LA because I was like, I didn't know anyone. I was like, I don't know where to go. And I lived in downtown. And so anyway, yeah, in 2019, I did the Super Frog, and then obviously COVID. So I didn't race for like a couple years. And then I think so in 2022 is when I qualified for my pro card. And that was kind of like one of my first races back, I think, post-COVID, which was cool.
So we kind of jumped around a little bit. I want to know more about what happened to your tri career from that very first one that you signed up for up until you got your pro card. So tell us, like, there's got to be some good stories in there. We want to hear all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, but at least you kept going. That's the important part.
That's true.
Yeah, because usually one of those first races, like you said, Super Frog, miserable. Everything goes wrong. We always love that, like, first everything goes wrong story.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I've done so many like different ones now. I have to recall.
I could list them off for you, actually. Ohio, Florida.
Oh my gosh, Florida.
Munis, Ohio, Steelhead, Louisville. I have no clue how to say Munis. What is that?
Muncie.
Muncie.
It's not. I can't even believe.
Is that Indiana, Muncie? I feel like that sounds right. I don't know.
No disrespect to Muncie. I just cannot believe there's a triathlon there. I'm like, I don't even remember where we swam. I don't remember that race literally at all. Isn't that like blacked out? I remember
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Well, you know why you don't remember? Because you did one a week later.
Oh my God. I probably did.
You know what? That was just like
you did two
race.
in July of 2017.
What was the other one?
Ohio.
Okay, yeah. See, Ohio was always, I thought that one was fun, and it was easy because Jordan my husband, he lived in Columbus. I just like stay with him, and that one was like my first one, and it held a special place in my heart. But I don't remember Muncie at all because it's Muncie. I remember eating at Olive Garden for dinner because there was like no restaurant, so I was like, we'll eat at Olive Garden. I need pasta. I will say, my most traumatic race, and it will probably stay true. It was it Louisville 2018 is when I did it, I believe. That was my first full Ironman. And it's in October, which is an interesting choice for the Midwest because the weather could go any direction. But had been Ohio training all through the summer. It had been very hot, like forever. Just like I was training in like the heat. And the week of the race, oh my gosh, actually I have another story.
It must have been, real quick, Louisville must have been a super short swim.
Okay, yeah. You're like,
your
wow,
swim time
she's
was 14
so
minutes.
14 minutes, that's how good I am. No.
Wait, for a full. What is it usually?
About an hour.
Like 2 miles?
Yeah. I think my actual first full, I think I did 58 minutes or something. So I guess my first full wasn't technically a full, but I'm still calling it my first full. But
it is.
The weather.
They must have shortened the swim for some reason.
They did. Because it rained so hard the day before. I think this crazy cold front came through. So it started raining the day before the race, like absolutely pouring rain. The temperature dropped so much, and the swim was in the Ohio River. So shortened the swim because the swim was like you get in, you swim against the current, turn around, come back, swim with the current, and then get out. But the pros got in the water and they literally weren't moving. Like they were trying to swim against the current. The water was moving so fast from all the rain.
Oh no.
Also, I used to work for the EPA in water. So like I know kind of things, and I'm like, all this rain, those combined sewer overflows, we were definitely swimming in shit. But it's fine. Nothing ever happened.
That's good.
The swim, they cut the whole against the current part out. So you just literally got in the water and then I forget how long it was, maybe a mile with the current. And the current, again, was so fast. You like didn't even need to swim. You could just float. People were overshooting.
That's my kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like you could just get a little life raft and just
Floaties.
yeah, some floaties, hang out. But the place where you got out, like the ramp, people were like flying past it because the water was going so fast. So that's why my swim was 14 minutes. So the bike was so cold. People were dropping out with like hypothermia. There'd be like people laying on the side of the road, like convulsing. And I think I was 24, 25 when I did it. And I was very poor. And, an Ironman is like back then probably like $800. And it's just like, I spent too much money on this damn thing. Like I'm going to finish it. But I have never been so cold and miserable. And I think it was like 40, probably like in the 40s. It was rough. And I had to pee so bad because I kept drinking, but I wasn't sweating that much. And I remember being at like mile 90 of the bike. And I was like, I just have to pee on the bike right now because I'm not going to stop. And I couldn't do it mentally.
So
I couldn't do it. I was going downhill. I was already wet. I was like, no one's going to even know. So I was like, I'm just going to have to hold it. And I got like, you're at mile 100. You're like, I'm almost done, but you're not. You still have 12 miles. And I was like in physical pain from having to pee. So I finally got to transition and I like did a full change into like a whole nother outfit. And after I fully changed, I realized I hadn't peed. So I had to take everything back off and go into the porta potty. And then the run was like, it was fine. Whatever. But I can't get over how cold it was. But I just remembered another story for I think it was my first or second time doing Ohio. There was another severe weather event. So I went and checked the bike in and then came back to like my Jordan's like apartment. And there was a tornado warning at like the state park where all the bikes were. And apparently an actual tornado touched down like 1 mile from where, millions of dollars worth of bikes were. But it was fine. Nothing happened.
Oh my
but
God.
Kind of crazy.
You know what's funny since you mentioned it? So the year that I did Flying Pig, I did like the whole challenge worth of stuff. And I think we got through the 10K on the Saturday morning. And then you're supposed to do a 5K like right after.
Yeah.
And they wound up, we got the first race done, but then they had a delay and they had like probably the most severe thunderstorm. Like we all were inside Paycor Stadium. I think that's what it's called. But like everybody was hunkered down like inside the stadium and we were like really close to like one of the gates. And like I had to be like covering my ears because it was just so loud and literally on top of us. Like it was one of the craziest storms I've ever sat through. But
was that the same year on the full marathon day on Sunday where they did the race anyway, but it was like literally like lightning and the roads were like flooding? Was that the same year? That was
the year before, I think. But the year that I ran it, it was like 95 degrees.
Oh my God.
It was just really hot. But
Midwest
crazy.
is risky.
That one, I think the marathon day with the flooding, like that one was way worse than this race. And luckily some of the water cleared out before we had to do the 5K. But that one was like insane.
It's crazy.
Oh
you forget. God. That's like, I feel like sounds so annoying to say, but when you move to California, you kind of forget about weather. And you're like, oh, you just like don't forget. You didn't need to like worry about that. You're like, oh, the weather's
just
earthquakes,
not a
bad
thing,
thing,
right?
Yeah, just earthquakes and flash floods, I guess.
Landslides.
Yeah, landslides. Yeah,
you got your own stuff out there. You're just don't worry about the snow and the heavy rain and all that stuff.
When you transitioned and got your pro card, like, did you go full focus on just being a pro, or did you still work full time while trying to train as a triathlete?
Yeah, I knew I was going to be like one of the slowest pros, so it was kind of just like I just took it because I got it. You know what I mean? It was
cool.
like,
not
I was
a big
like,
deal,
why not?
Right?
Right.
Earned
I
it.
was like, I earned it. I'm like, why not take it? Even though I was like, again, probably going to be one of the slowest ones. But yes, I definitely continued to work the whole time. I feel as though a lot of triathletes probably have to work. I don't know how much money there really is in the sport, which is unfortunate. Obviously, some of the people at the top are like winning tons of money at the races and getting sponsorships. And I think probably a lot of pro triathletes also work full-time jobs.
Well, that, or maybe they work as a coach or something.
Oh,
or
yeah.
They always seem to have that type of plan after to stay in the sport.
Absolutely.
You know, they're trying to create their content game. That's something I think you're crushing for years now. Absolutely crushing.
Thank you.
When did that become a part of your life?
I started that account in 2016 when I started doing, well, actually maybe even in 2015. I don't remember. I started as like a fitness account. I didn't really post very much on it. And then kind of when I found triathlon, I transitioned it to a triathlon account, but it was kind of like the cliche, you know, picture of a pair of shoes with like a screenshot of my my run, you know, stats on top, like everyone was doing back then. I didn't really post consistently until I moved to LA. And then I think it like started to grow probably in like 2020 because I just, you know, was making new friends and like posting cool pictures of riding in cool places and stuff. And then in 2021 is when I posted my first reel and I was like, oh, there's something to this because I got a ton of likes and like reels were kind of new at that point, but I was like, oh, it was really fun to make. And again, I got like a lot of likes and started getting followers. And then from then on, I just kind of like, I was like, oh, I love doing this so much. So that's kind of how it grew.
I like how you just put a lot of humor in it. Like
you.
There is a serious side to the sport, but you like to bring out the more humor. And just like looking earlier about the Valentine's Day stuff. That was cracking me up. Like, here's like a ring box and a shoe pops out. Like, this is what triathletes and runners and athletes really want for Valentine's Day. Pasta dinners and all the good stuff.
One of my favorites that I sent to Erica actually was just how fun it can be. You posted one about everything you do before the race. You're like, I don't care about how many miles I walk or run before. I'm doing my shakeout run with this group. I'm going to eat all this good food. Erica does ultra marathons for the snacks. I'm like, look at all this food you can eat.
Yep.
And you're not like just sitting down for 3 straight days. You're being active and you're having fun in the community.
Yeah, that is part of it. There is such a serious side to it. And I think that's part of the reason I wanted. I don't know. I don't even know if I like intended it for it to be funny. I just feel like I wanted to be. I don't know. I
thought it made it look more fun. Like something you wanted to be a part of is the vibe I got from that.
Thank you. That's what I want people to feel because when I started the sport, I felt like it was very serious. And I remember being like 23 and showing up to a race and on my shitty bike. And I was just like, this is so scary. Everyone here looks so fast. Everyone's bikes are $10,000. This is so intimidating. And you know, after being in the sport for so long, it's not. It's like fun. But again, I can see why it's so intimidating. You have so many questions when you start, like, you know, the questions you think are dumb, but like the questions that everybody had when they started the sport. So that's kind of why I like try to be funny. I just want people to feel like welcome and feel like they can ask me questions and just like be like, oh, this actually is kind of fun. So that was kind of the goal, I think, overall of my Instagram account. But
I appreciate that because coming from somebody like me who really doesn't know much about the sport, and honestly, you walk up and you see people in like those arrow helmets and they're intimidating is the correct word for it because I would be like, I don't fit in here. Like, what am I even doing? So just any levity to it is going to make me feel a little bit better and maybe get me a little bit closer to the start line.
See, it's working.
I've gotten in the water.
That's what I got to do. I got to start swimming.
It's fun. I promised. I've gotten like a few DMs from people that are like, you've inspired me to like start the sport. And I'm like, that is the nicest thing.
That's awesome.
What a compliment, you know? Like, damn, okay.
That's pretty cool. I agree. I feel like you want this community to strive and it needs to be a welcoming community, whether it's running or biking or swimming or triathlon, whatever sport it is. I remember going to my first triathlon to watch. It was in Mount Tremblant. And I went 2 straight years and I'm like, I'm going to do this one. And when I went to do it, I remember running into a group and thinking like, I've done a couple halves now. You know, this is my first full. I'm not serious at all. And the fact that I wasn't serious at all, this group was just like, we're better than you. And I remember them running by me and I'm trying to spark up like a chat. Honestly, the girl's probably really cute and the guy probably wasn't happy about it or something along those lines. But I remember it being something like, someone asked, where are you from? I go, New Hampshire. They're like, where's that? And I go, I'm near Boston. And the guy's like, it's nowhere near Boston at all. And I'm like, actually, it is.
Oh, that's rude. Yeah. What is he from? Oh, I didn't know he was the
They were from
expert of-
Atlanta. They're from Atlanta. I remember it
And he's
so
questioning
perfectly
you.
well. Yeah. They're from Atlanta, which probably he would have been like, I'm from Alpharetta. And I would have been like, that's not Atlanta.
That's not Atlanta. Yeah. He's clearly the expert in New England geography.
Just remember like some of the ones who were so serious.
Yeah.
And they weren't pros, they're age groupers.
Oh,
But they
always.
just relax a little. And that's, I think, where the running community wins over the triathlon community is a little bit in that relaxed feeling. It's so cool. Like our running community in New Hampshire over here is incredible. And we know the running community in LA is pretty great because we've had you're not our first LA guest on. So we've had a few who have their own run clubs in LA and it just seems so fun.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I would even say it's kind of crazy because like, I do think I'm a big part in like the triathlon community, but like, I don't really even have that many friends or I don't know. I feel like I'm a part of a big cycling group, right? Like that's who all my like closest friends, right? Everyone at my wedding, all cyclists, but just cyclists. And then I've got my run groups that are just runners, but then I don't really have like a group. Like there's a couple girls on the west side, like Rebecca Younginger, who I'll go and ride over there and they're like wonderful. And there's a lot of great triathletes over there. And maybe it's just like in Pasadena specifically, but it is kind of hard to find like a sense of like a big sense of community. But again, that might just be me. I might be completely wrong. And there is like a Pasadena triathlon club and stuff, but that's just kind of how it worked out. But I would say, running is, everyone's so nice. I love it. Every run club I go to, I mean, I'm sure, again, probably not every run club is that nice, but I don't know. Where I go, everyone's lovely.
I love to hear it. That's one of the reasons we do this podcast. We want to like draw new people, just have it be welcoming. We don't want to gatekeep.
Yeah,
we want
absolutely.
the more the merrier, the more fun the merrier. Like it's all in good fun. So
yeah.
But to add to the fun part, I know you're out there doing videos and you're doing your training, taking it seriously, but the fashion that you have, oh my gosh, some of the outfits that you get to wear, I would totally wear those outfits. Like you just got the new one with the flowers and the bright colors. Oh my gosh. I am here for that.
The squirrel outfit.
Oh, the squirrel.
Oh,
yes.
not even talking about
classic.
costumes.
Donuts.
It's so good.
Thank you so much. I felt like that's another thing. There was like a gap. I feel like, and especially like cycling gear, it's always so just like gray and black and like white. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. I feel like Zoot always has gone above and beyond with brightness and fun. And then when I started working with them when I became a pro and got to design custom kits, I'm like, let's do the craziest, like brightest. And then now that I'm not a pro, they're still like, we'll still make you a kit. And I'm like, thank God.
I love that.
I crush it. But yeah, my kit, I'm like, we're launching the team store. I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but I think that they're launching it like hopefully by the end of the week so people can buy my kit for like a 2-week period.
Fun. That's awesome. Not only does it make you stand out, but it also like it's got to make you more visible on the road. Like if you're out there biking, like nobody's going to hit this like bright fluorescent thing coming down the street. Hopefully not.
Honestly, that's like half of like the thought is how bright the clothes can be for like cars and stuff, but also just because I love bright colors, pinks and teals. Yeah. But the car thing actually was a thought that went into it.
Good.
Like this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yes.
That one out. Look at all that color.
That's
Look at that. That's cool.
That was the 2024 custom kit. That was a good one.
That's fun. Even there, you're bright.
So much fun.
I love it.
That was the
Add
Team
some color. Add some color. Look at all these here. If you're watching on YouTube, you got up at the top. Okay, you said to go to your pin. Look at that one on the bike.
Yeah, that's 2025's custom kit.
Oh, excellent.
Loved that one.
Okay, so you say custom fit. Are you designing these or?
Yeah, so I work with the designer at Zoot who she's like, do whatever you want. And the first year or two, I had like a pretty strong vision and came in with like examples. And then I kind of started running out of ideas. But basically, it's like she'll just do a mood board and send me a bunch of different kind of like thoughts she has. And then we go from there. So it's really her. Her name's Jen, and she is extremely talented.
She's doing a great job.
I just really
jump
like
out at you. I love it.
I don't know if you can tell, but I really like the 80s and 90s, like
Yeah.
drink cup or like, you know, like movie theater mall carpet, like Memphis
Yes.
design. You know, that's like, here, I'll show you my phone case.
Yes.
Definitely.
Phone
Oh,
case.
you had it on your water bottle too, right?
I do. Different brands, but I'm
That's
obsessed.
Now, you've never gone skiing, have you? Because if you did, you would totally love to rock like those
Oh, the retro
81-piece
stuff.
ski suits.
I've never, surprisingly, like living in California, there's great skiing. Have never skied. Would love to. And I would 100% rock one of those outfits. Like I would ski just for the fashion, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
See,
fun.
for me, it would be I would attempt to ski and then après ski. That's where it's at.
No, I
Sit
think
by
you're
a
right.
fire.
Like a bunny hill and then the other stuff that's more fun.
think
I
that's
mean,
the
it's
best I
probably
could do.
fun. It's
Would you ski
scary.
as a bunny for your first time on the bunny hill?
Oh, you mean
like in a costume?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
you got the squirrel outfit, and I want to talk more about the squirrel, but would you do that?
I would.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah.
How do you come up with these? Like, did you have the squirrel outfit already? Or did you think of this and then you like Googled squirrel outfits? Like, this is like a legit, like full body squirrel outfit with nuts.
I
With
didn't know they
nuts.
sold those.
And an
course they
inflatable
do.
tail. Of course. No, they literally have everything. So I think for that one, I literally like it's like a thing when you're riding your bike or running. The squirrels, they are on the side of the road and you're like, oh, he's way over there. And he's like, this is my moment. I'm going
Like
to
the
run
Geico
right in front of
commercial.
you. Yes, exactly. And then they're like, you know, I don't know what way to go. So I thought about that when I was riding. I was like, that'd be funny to like make a reel doing the same thing. And then I literally, Amazon squirrel costume. Bam. You can't, there's nothing you can't find. I found a lobster. I was a lobster in one of the reels. I'm trying to think what else. A judge, like a court judge. Yeah, some of the classics right there.
I love
A
the
donut.
options. The donut was
donut.
like primo.
That's a good one. I ran, so it was National Donut Day and I ran in it and that was a mistake. It was the chafing. It was so hot in
no.
that costume. And then on Halloween, I was the Lorax. So I wore the entire onesie. Oh my God. And I had the mustache on by the end. It was like dangling because I was so sweaty.
Now, when you do these, do you ever do them for fun, or you like the one in the turkey outfit where you're like, got my turkey costume, but I got real serious shoes on.
Gonna
I'm
go
going for
smoke
time.
Oh, yeah.
everybody else out here.
Fucking smoked them. I mean, it depends. I will say, yeah, the turkey one was good. Because it's funny when you show up to like the turkey trot and you're like, oh, I'm in my little outfit. And you're like, no, actually, I'm going to
Got my
crush it.
carbon plated shoes.
Yeah, literally in my carbon plated shoes. I'm like, do not judge a book by its cover. Although I'm not that good at the 5K, but still. Okay. I'm not walking in the carbon plated shoes. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Your content is great. And I guess we should bring up the one that brought us together. We've been following you for years. I'm actually looking at one right now. Everyone asked me to do it. It's when you jump up, you do a Strava post, and oh my God, it's inappropriate.
Oh, yeah, that one. I was like, which one?
Everyone said that to me to do. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But you did it. So kudos
did.
to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You had one, now that I'm losing my track. Okay, the one that brought us together. We've been following you for years, but this is on the runs, and we got the poop emoji. We call him Stoolie. And
Oh,
you're
yeah, of
running
course.
down the
He's
side
on
of the
the mic.
street,
There he is.
and there's a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Was this toilet just happen to be there? Did you set this up? Did you think about it on the fly? Like, I need to go sit down on this toilet. This is legit. Like, someone just changed their toilet, took
Yes.
the old toilet, and threw it out on the curb.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I was doing a photo shoot for Gutter sunglasses, actually, in Chinatown. I can't say the glasses haven't come out yet, so. But we were all runners, but we were just like hanging out while other people were getting their pictures taken. And then one of the other guys, where he was just like, "Oh, I'll film you if you want to like." So I shot the first clip, and I was wearing the sunglasses, and I was like, "Thank God I remembered to take them off because I wouldn't have been able to post it." So
Right.
anyway, I was inspired by the toilet, but the lid was closed, and I was like, it'd be so much funnier if the lid was open. But I was like, I don't know how clean, like the toilet. I don't know. It's someone's toilet, and it's like outside, and so the guy, he like got a leaf. And like lifted the lid for me, and I was like, thank God, because I feel like made it funnier.
You know, 100% nobody cleaned that thing before putting it outside.
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing was
Honestly-
like biohazard.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as you would think, but it wasn't clean. I'll say that.
You got to remember,
Yeah,
though, you wore a wetsuit of a dude who you know probably peed in it.
That's so true.
That's not
God,
that
so true.
bad compared to a dirty ass toilet.
You have
outside.
no idea whose toilet. That could be anyone's toilet in the world, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But
That
all
was-
right, you dropped doing a photo shoot for Gooder. Did you get to design your own pair?
No, that would have been so
Oh,
cool.
that would have been so cool.
Not yet.
But
wouldn't-
still awesome that you got to do a photo shoot for them. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was like
Gooders.
kind of random. They just, I guess that's being in LA. Like sometimes I'll just have random people that are like, hey, want to do this shoot? And I'm like, oh my God, she's a model. But sometimes they don't pick you and then it hurts your feelings because you're like, what did I do wrong? Am I ugly?
Oh, yeah.
But it's, yeah.
Do you
Sometimes it's
do you find that more and more opportunities are happening because of your social media or because you're in LA? Combination of both?
probably both. I think it took a while. Yeah, I think it took a while for things to pick like that, like event wise, I feel like. But in the last, I mean, especially for some reason, the last couple of months, there's been a lot of like DMs, or like emails. I don't know. It's just like they keep happening, and I'm like, oh my God, these are so cool. So I'm like trying to seize all the opportunities I can, you know, because like I don't like doing things in the evening. I just like to sit on the couch. But now I'm like, you gotta go. Like Hoka did a shoe launch for the Cielo X3 or X1 3.0, and it was in downtown LA. I didn't know who else was going. I was just going to go by myself. And I was like kind of scared. I was like, do I want to go? And then I went and it was so fun. And there were a ton of people I ended up knowing. But I'm just like, man, I don't know. That's kind of cool. Like stuff like that. It's very LA, you know?
It's so hard to get outside,
I
especially in the.
know.
I don't know,
Like the
like-
darkness.
Yeah. It's so hard to break that pattern. But I mean, to see a cool ass shoe like that, I feel like I saw that online. Like, didn't they have this like really cool like box that it was in and like
It was so
holographics
cool.
and I would have gone.
It was fun. I'm
Smart.
glad I went. It was like in this, it was like event venue, but it was in the fashion district in downtown LA. And I was like, oh my God, this is so
Fancy.
cool. Like, what do I wear?
Yeah.
But they had like, so everyone got a free
tri-suit
pair of
from
the
Zoot.
shoes. Huh?
A Zoot tri-suit.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
That's what you wear. yeah.
Literally. That'd be like in an arrow helmet. But it was so cool. They had like, everyone got a free pair of shoes and then like a free hat and shorts. And they had margaritas and Hoka branded ice cubes. So I was like, I'm glad I went. It was cool.
Free
What are they
margarita,
hoping
like that would have got me in the door.
When you get the invite to this, like, are they just hoping you'll post about it? Like, what goes on in these events? How you get the invite? What they hope? Is there
Clearly,
something in
we're not
return they
getting
want?
these events. We want to live vicariously through you.
I'd say it depends. So the Hoka one, it was like it was a little, not even like, I guess sus a little bit. I got an email and I don't know, it was just from someone. They must be like Hoka's marketing agency or something. And they're just like, hey, there's this event. Here's the date. And that was kind of it. Oh, and valet parking. And I was just like, all right, I'll be
Sold.
there. No other information, you know, just like, hopefully I don't get kidnapped. So yeah, and then you show up and you're like, oh, it's like very cool.
Legit.
That one was kind of just like no posting requirement. Just come see the shoe. Yeah, hopefully you post something. And I did because I really, really want them. I want to partner with Hoka so bad. So I was like, hopefully this
There we
motivates
go.
them.
Get your foot in the door.
Exactly. And then there's other things. So I have a management team with for my social media. So sometimes I'll get like, there was a store opening for a certain brand. I guess I could say what brand it was, but it was Nike. It was a Nike store that was opening in LA. And I like couldn't go anyway, but there was kind of a lot of posting requirements and I wasn't paid. I think that the payment was like a gift card.
Mhm.
And like if I didn't already have plans, I maybe would have done it, but it was like 3 reels. Like,
Oh, that's
a lot.
so that's a lot of work on your part.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of work. Like
Mhm.
one
That adds
before,
up.
one during, and one after. And I was just like, that's kind of a lot for me. And it was like kind of far away in LA traffic. So skip that one. But yeah, it kind of depends on what the event is.
That's fun though.
Well, it's cool
Yeah.
you get to do that stuff. It's cool out there. You get to experience that kind of, out there in LA. I guess there's a lot of not premieres, but like a big drop.
Unveilings. Ooh.
And you're like you wouldn't have that in Cincinnati. You don't have that in New Hampshire.
That's true.
So it's cool to see, to kind of like live vicariously through you when you do those things, when you post about it in your story. And that's why I'm thinking they're probably like, well, here's this person popular on social media. They'll post a little bit about it and maybe someone in New Hampshire will see.
Yeah. Well,
Spread
I'm
the
glad that
word.
you guys like to see that kind of stuff. Cause I'm like, it's kind of hard sometimes I think to find the balance of like, I don't even know how to say this, but like trying to showcase a cool event and a cool product without being like braggy, like, yeah, I got invited to this. You know what I mean?
Or without trying to sell it like I'm getting paid to do this. Like I like
Exactly.
it more when it's just genuine.
Yes.
Like come with me
Mhm.
here, story. I like it better on the story than a reel sometimes, those things,
Yeah,
when you
I
get to see
agree.
it. live when it's happening. So
Absolutely.
I think it's cool. I get to kind of see that through your
Same.
eyes. This is
Yay.
what I'd
Well,
like
I'm
to
glad
say.
you like it.
We're not done yet,
Oh,
but we
yeah.
do have a couple big questions, and
I'm
I
ready.
did a terrible job prepping you. So
fine.
I'm going to just drop it right here and,
Let's
and
do it.
see how we do. I have a question. Erica has a question. We ask the same question to every guest. I'm going to go first, but I'm going to prepare you for Erica's. Erica needs one song to
Okay.
add to her playlist.
Ooh.
Now, my question for 2026 is I want a hot take. This hot take can be anything. It can be like pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. It can be who wears carbon plated shoes at a turkey trot 5K. It could be serious. It can be funny. It doesn't have to be, political at all. Or it could be, give me a hot take you have for 2026.
Oh my God, this is such a hard question. Does it have to be like specific to 2026 or just
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
It's just my question for 2026.
I would say my hot take is that a triathlon is a running race that just has 2 warm-ups ahead of it,
Ooh, I like that.
right?
See, Erica, you can do it. It's a running
Honestly-
race.
No, literally. No, it doesn't even matter. Like, okay, I'm a good swimmer, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. It literally is just about the run. I feel like you can, like, I know girls that suck on the bike and then they kick ass on the run. I'm telling you.
Honestly,
That's like,
this is how you're gonna sell it to me.
You
You're
know,
talking to
again,
the
yeah,
runner.
no,
You're talking
I'm
to
serious.
the runner.
We're
Because, like,
doing it.
the swim is so short, right? So it's like, okay, even if I'm the best swimmer out there, it doesn't matter. Like, that's fine, whatever. But then the bike, I feel like I don't know. I feel like you can stay in, like, even if you're not the best cyclist, you can still kind of stay in or whatever. But then the run, it's just like, if you can pick people off, you start passing people, because I'm not a very good runner. So I'm just getting passed. So that's my hot take.
I
I
love
like
it.
that one.
You're doing my work here.
Oh my
Trying
God.
to get ready to do a triathlon one day. Doing
This year.
I'm-
Someday, you
it's amazing.
guys. Someday.
2026.
Well, it is February. Oh no.
love it.
All right. So
All right, now that I
Carolyn,
prepped you for Erica's question.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We have a Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add anything that they're vibing to at the moment.
Okay.
So, is there a song that you'd like to put on our list?
How big is your playlist?
It's fun.
It's like 80 hours.
We have like a couple hundred songs on it. Like
Dang.
we started this way back in the beginning. From when did we actually start this? Like,
I don't know, but it said definitely over 200 songs.
yeah,
That's-
so Eric and I each have like 10 apiece, and then like every guest has added something.
Oh my
So
God, I'm gonna have to
it's
check
pretty-
this out.
it's
That is
pretty
so
good.
cool. There's this song. So I'm not gonna lie, my running playlist is pretty fire. Like, not to brag, but you get like
Beautiful.
suggestions, and sometimes they'll do like the Spotify, like where it like AI is a playlist, so to like include some of your songs but add some songs.
Right. It's
So
like,
I found this song.
yeah.
It's so cool. I love that feature because it's like I like my playlist, but I want some new vibes.
It has a name.
Yeah.
It's like Magic
It does.
Shuffle or something.
No, that's it. I think it's Magic Shuffle.
ah,
Right?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pulling it up.
oh
If I
yeah,
go to
because you
my
can
most
shuffle, and
recent
then
one-
you can do like the AI one does it too.
It's
So you can either shuffle between the songs that are on the playlist, or it can suggest.
Exactly.
That happened to us, by the way.
He was
because-
listening to the playlist, and he's like,
I
"Who
was
put
listening
this
to
song
Erica's
on?"
playlist, right? And
Yeah.
there's this song about people in Paris. And I go, Erica,
the
there-
Jay-Z song.
this,
Yeah,
this
And
is
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
not,
nobody.
no one
Oh,
ever
yeah.
picked this song.
Not that
Oh,
not
it was
that
like-
we.
doing the AI, like added it in.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
Erica, nobody picked in
Yes.
Paris.
Yeah. No one picked that song.
Why is this on the list? And that's when I learned about Magic Shuffle.
That's so funny.
See, but it can be, I'm telling you. So the song, I feel like no one's ever probably, it's a weird one. It's called No Worries by, I'm not going to pronounce this, Erling, E, okay. E is an elephant,
Mhm.
HRLING. It's like a remix
Huh.
of Hakuna Matata.
Oh no way! I'm
It's
like,
got,
I
like,
don't
someone-
know this one, but it sounds awesome.
It's like a DJ. I don't even think they sing, but they play part of like the Timon and Pumbaa and
Oh, you
them talking, and then it like goes into
More
this
fun.
beat, and it's like the happiest song I've ever heard. So whenever it plays on my running playlist, I think it played like at the very end of my long run yesterday, and I was like,
Ah,
I was vibing. you know?
That's when the
When-
placement is like chef's kiss. Like that's when you need the
Absolutely.
extra little boost, and something fun and happy will totally get you to where
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to be.
I was actually
when
going
I
to make
edit this, I'll be looking it up right away.
I'll add it right
it's
now.
good. Do it.
One really cool thing, we could have almost called our podcast Off the Tracks, but you are a podcast host, and your podcast is called Going Off Course.
Isn't that a
Tell
great
us
name?
a little bit about your podcast.
I love it.
Okay, so we started. Basically, I like kind of always wanted a podcast, because I like to talk. And my friend, I met this girl Michelle. Her name is Fuel My Run on Instagram, and like she's from LA, but she like moved. But we like went for a run one time. Like we just like met up. We knew each other through Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, like we could just yap for hours. Like she's so fun to talk to. But we have different perspectives because she is mainly a runner, focused like on marathons, and I'm a triathlete. And so she and I would like talk all the time, and she kind of like hinted that she wanted to start a podcast, and I was like, do you want to start a podcast together? So in like December of 2024, we decided to start it. So the name, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of it. I came up with it because I was trying to think of things that were like, because we get off topic, like we just yap and we'll get off topic, but I wanted it to be like kind of related to running and like going off course, right? We've all been there. I've done that in triathlons a couple times where I've gone off course.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, I could tell those stories. And then I had my architect husband design the like image and stuff for it. So we basically, yeah, it's just her and I. We just talk about, we talk about. I don't know if you listen to like Giggly Squad. They just two girls.
Oh, I know
talking.
about Giggly Squad. No,
Yeah,
I don't listen, but I know
It's a good
about
one.
it.
Yeah. So they just like talk. So that's what we do, but we make it about like running and triathlon. And I feel bad we don't ever have guests. I don't know if we ever will, but I have friends that are like, can I be on your podcast? And I'm like, no.
Well, you could bring
Maybe.
on like fun, like you don't have to bring on serious people. Like
Yeah.
we might bring on someone serious, but we try to keep it fun.
No, you guys, this is so fun. I feel like I've done a lot of like interviews on podcasts before, and sometimes you can get like the same questions.
It's like an interview.
It is like an interview, and it's kind of like, I'm like, how
We
many
want it to
times?
be fun. Like
It's very fun. I'm like,
And I'll be honest,
Glad.
it's very hard to get some questions out like, tell us about you and where you're from or what you do or your job. It's like, it's hard to master that without it feeling like an interview. It's taken
Right.
200 plus episodes to do it.
no, you're crushing it.
What's cool is the story about you and Michelle. It sounds a lot like our story.
Really? I was gonna ask.
I was the
it just-
triathlete.
Yeah,
She
the
was
runner.
we've been friends for over 20 years. We
Oh
know
my
each other from
gosh.
college, but we started
We know
running
too much
together
about each
long run. And I was the one who's like, I want to do a podcast because I'm the yapper.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's so fun to yap with a purpose, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it
I'm
looks
just
really
the one
cool.
who reels him in sometimes. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
He
I think
needs to
that's
be
mi-
reeled in occasionally.
Yeah, that's Michelle for me. Sometimes
That's
I'll
the
edit and I'm
balance.
just like,
Yeah.
what are we like? We take turns editing, and I'm just like, I don't even know how we got to this like topic, and it's like chaotic, but
Well, that's part of the fun, though. You never
It
know where the
is.
conversation's going to lead you, and you could
Exactly.
hit conversations that you never thought you would talk about any other time. Just
and then you like kind of
Organic.
forget when you do a podcast that like people listen. So you feel like you're just having a conversation, and then you're like, you say something like so off base or like inappropriate, and you're like, oh my god. Well,
Can't
whatever.
say
Keep
that
it
on
in.
the podcast.
Well, tell me about Pilates last week then.
Oh my god. It was hell. It was so hard. Okay, so I've never been. And that was one of those random events I got invited to. They just like emailed me and they're like, you want to go to the studio opening? And I was like, well, you know, I'm up for a side quest.
Love it.
So it was, the studio had not opened yet, but it was like a day for like the influencers to come and like get content, but no requirement. Just come check out the studio. I got a free workout set. So that was sick. And then all the other girls there, I don't know how to say this respectfully, but they're very much Pilates girls. Very
Mhm.
LA. It was West Hollywood, very LA.
Mm.
Perfect little hair, like just their little matching set, you know, and very like cool. There was a girl who was taking, the whole wall was like a mirror. She was like turned around, and I saw her phone, and she was like taking a video and zooming in on her butt. Just like taking a literal video, just like,
Hey,
and I was
if
like,
you
oh my
got it,
God.
flaunt it.
It's like, you get it, girl. She had a great butt.
Yeah.
So I felt very out of place. Never done Pilates before. And the instructor was so nice, but it was like half Pilates, half cardio work, lifting weights. It was a lot. And luckily the Pilates was only like 15 minutes because I could not do it. You have like stand up on the thing. and then you like slide your leg out to the side and then pull it back in. And I was like, my crotch is not strong enough to bring the leg back in. And the instructor was so nice. And he was like, if you need to modify. And then the next like third or like middle third of the class was like strength training, which was fine. And then the last was the rowing machine. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna show these bitches what's up. Cause like, you know, I got the swimmer back. So I'm just like, oh, and they're all, you know, and they're like cute little hair. It's like, you know,
So
I'm
you're
just, like,
getting
sweating.
the actual workout, and they're
like,
they're just like
yeah,
doing it for the
in their
gram.
content.
Yeah. Mhm.
But and then I was so sore and like places I have never been sore before, like my crotch, and just like I don't remember where else was sore. I was in pain. My lower abs. Oh, because we did like leg lifts. The next I went to swim, so that was Friday, and then Saturday I went to swim, and I only did like a 1500 because every time I flip turn, like pulling my body into like, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know how much core I used to just flip turn because I couldn't do it. It hurt so bad.
Oh no.
It destroyed me. So Pilates is harder than an Ironman, is what I've come to learn.
I've only done like a couple random like Peloton Pilates classes, but
Yeah.
Pilates and bar, I know they're like similar but not like, but it's a lot
Yeah,
of like
kind of.
pulsing, right?
Yes.
That
and
shit
small.
hurts so
Yes.
bad.
It hurts so bad. And you're like thinking about it. Yeah, I've done bar before too, and you're like, how is this a workout?
I didn't even know I had half of the muscles, and I'm like, why did these hurt? Where did they come from? They weren't there before.
And like, how do I stretch this? You know? Yeah, it was probably my last Pilates class. It was so hard. I'm not
But
as
you
strong
went.
as
That's all that's
I did.
Like, it's important. You tried something new.
I
That's
did.
awesome.
It was fun, I guess.
Well, it looks like a fun podcast. Michelle, you said no longer lives near you. So isn't that great that you can still do this?
Yeah.
Like you
Riverside.
can be far away.
Right.
Erica can be in Tokyo after running the Tokyo Marathon, and we can do a podcast episode. It's that
Yeah.
cool. So
We did it.
it's a lot of fun. Keep going with the journey. I think you
Thank
two are
you.
doing a great job. So I enjoy seeing. I'm one of those, we talked earlier about those intimidating people in the community versus the welcoming people. I'm the one who always, tries to encourage and get others to do a podcast or to do something. And at the same time, you got the messages saying like, you encouraged me to run or do a triathlon. We've actually gotten those from others
Really?
who like, I've been trying to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast. We've helped
I
them
love-
That's all Eric.
get kickstarted. So
That's
it's her
awesome.
too.
That is so awesome. I don't know. I don't think we've ever gotten that. So that's really cool. It's like, it's just so fun. And it's like, honestly, if you've just got the microphone, it's not that, I mean, the editing can be a little time consuming, but it's just, you use Riverside, some sort of like video editing app to add an intro and bam, you're done.
Yeah, no free ads, Riverside, but
Oh, sorry. You
it's,
can cut that
it's an
part out.
ongoing joke. No free ads, but Riverside sponsor us or give us a free.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just renewed it actually last week. So
yeah.
Riverside is a game changer. I don't know if
is.
you did it before Riverside, but
It's
such a
so
game
easy
changer.
to use. It is. It's such a game changer. Oh my God, I love it.
Well, you're doing a great job. I love seeing all the
Thank you.
content you do. You're making triathlon, and we don't have triathletes on here enough, but you're making it feel like a welcoming community and a fun community by that one I saw before
You're
a
making
race.
it a
So
little less scary.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
you got a couple races coming up. I think Oceanside. You're going to Oregon. Is there another full in your future? And do you think you'll ever go to Kona?
Okay, so I don't know. Okay, I didn't do a full for so long. I did not do a full at all while I had my pro card because I'm just like not good at. But I don't know. I haven't done one in so long. Who knows? I just feel like there's a chance I might do a full again soon. Definitely not this year. Maybe next year. It's just so much training. Like I just think of how much I train now, and I'm like, and I never had a coach when I did my first full, and so my training was less structured. Now it's like, oh, I'll have a coach and I'll have to do these workouts.
There you go.
So I'm doing, Oceanside 70.3 at the end of March, like you said, Oregon. But I'm running my first ultra marathon at the end of September.
Which one are you
So-
doing?
Yes. I am doing the Mammoth Trail Fest 50K.
Excellent.
Nice.
Oh, the 50K is like the
I know,
perfect
I'm-
distance, still ultra, but still get the snacks.
Exactly my thought. I was like, I don't know. Maybe one day, I don't know, 50 miles, maybe. But I'm like a
Baby
Sounds like
50K.
you're going off course.
I'm going off
steps.
course. Baby steps. I'm like 50K is definitely attainable. I don't know why. I've lived in LA so long. The trails out here, fire. Well, sometimes literally on fire. But
Oh.
it's like I love hiking so much. I love being in the mountains. That's my favorite place. Like I'm obsessed with the mountains. And I'm like, why am I doing all these road races?
Mhm.
There's trails everywhere. So this past year I did my first like trail half marathon. And it was technically 14 miles, by the way. I was like, this is not a half marathon. But I was like, I guess naturally it's time to do an ultra.
There
And
you
I
go.
love Mammoth. It's so pretty. But it's at 8,000 feet is like where it
Ooh.
starts. And then you go
Gotcha.
up. So
I've
We'll see.
heard that is it on Catalina Island where they have I think it's like the Avalon 50K or something.
Yes.
I've heard great things about that. So if you're looking for like something different, and I think that has like more rolling terrain, so it's not just straight up at elevation. But I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. That's awesome. And I was
I'm
gonna say
excited.
the running races do not take that much stuff to travel with if you decide
that
to
is
come
s-
east.
yes.
and-
God, that is so
But if-
true. I love
Yeah.
showing up. Like I just did the Rose Bowl half marathon like a
Mm-hmm.
month ago exactly. And just like all you need are headphones and a bib and obviously like fuel. But I'm like,
Yep.
this is heaven. It's so relaxing. I'm so loose. I feel like I always have such good running races because I'm just like not stressed.
Because that's all
like, oh, this is
that's all it
great.
is. Just doing some
Yeah.
running.
I'm sure I'll be stressed for the 50K because I'll need more snacks, but
No, just have fun.
They will
Wear a
provide.
squirrel
They will
outfit or
provide.
something. Dress up.
maybe I will. The chafing. Can you imagine?
There you
Oh,
go.
man.
Get squirrel's nut butter. What is it called? Squirrel's
It is called Squirrel's Nut Butter.
nut butter to sponsor you and
Yep.
wear the squirrel outfit.
I just cover my body in it. And then what a good ad though. Feel like I didn't chafe at all.
Run with those huge nuts.
That I can you imagine? This is what you're
They would
onto
love
something
that.
actually.
They would
I'll
love
think
that.
about that.
I don't
They would love
charge.
that.
I don't charge.
That's good. I like this a lot.
Just come on once a year and have some fun.
You know, I need to break the squirrel it's like an investment. You know, I need more opportunities to wear it. You know, you got to get your like.
Just looks like you're gonna need a chillier race to run in because that could run
it could
pretty
be
hot.
It could be hot, or it could snow.
You
We'll
could
see.
come out here and run hamster wheel.
What's that?
That's our local ultra that I like to run. It's 4-mile loops around, and you get
Oh, God.
like a campsite, and you just keep doing as many
Oh, God.
loops on the hamster wheel as you can handle. In
Is
30
it boring? Is it?
Oh, totally. But actually, this race is kind of cool because they do set up a lot of entertainment for you. They set up a
Okay, that's
stage and they
good.
have
There's
bands.
movies.
Like there's like 3
Yeah.
bands throughout the weekend,
Oh,
and you
that's
can sign up
fun.
for a 6, a 12, a 24, or a 30-hour race. And you can do relays too. So they make it worth it.
I've seen a lot of those. Like, I guess are they called like backyard ultras? Is that what they are? Or is that
Kind of,
something
but
else?
this one is it's more of just a set time race, and you can do
Yeah.
as many loops. The other one is like every hour on the hour you have to do a
Oh,
lap.
that's right.
Yeah,
I think
so
those are
this is
so
a little different.
intriguing. But I'm like, man, would I get bored? But like, I don't know. I was a swimmer. I just follow a black line all the time. Like, I should be used to monotonous
There's a
things.
lot
Fair
of-
point.
A lot of people out there, which makes it worth it. And
Yeah.
for the lap, you go out like almost 2 miles and then come back, so you're always seeing people, which is
Okay,
makes it
that's
really
good.
nice. Yeah.
How far did you go in your best one?
I hit 100 at that one.
Oh my
So
God.
actually, I've done a 72 hour, and I did, I think, 127. So I'm gonna try working my way up this year. I've got some on deck, but
Holy shit.
it's fun.
That's crazy.
I say it's fun, but it's hard.
yeah.
but it's
I know
worth
we
it.
all say that, right? We're so, like, it's so fun. And then I'm like, is it? I don't know. 'Cause most of the time when I'm
Masochism.
racing, I'm like, this isn't fun
You
at
know,
all.
it's the community that makes it fun. You wouldn't
is.
think it,
Exactly.
but the New
No, it's
Hampshire
so
running
true.
community is legit.
That's great.
We are weird,
Yeah.
and it is great. We're just a
You
bunch
know,
of weirdos.
It does. I've never been to New Hampshire, but it is on the list. I feel like what I pick when I hear like New Hampshire and Vermont, I just picture like large pine trees and like maple syrup. It just seems very quaint.
It is
Yeah.
pretty quaint. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
But if you're ever
I can get
looking
on
for
board.
suggestions, just let Eric and I know, and we can give you a list of some fun races to do. There's some, like, we have fun stuff, I would say, from March to probably
Yeah.
November. Those
Yeah.
are the good times. But
Yeah. And then
keep us
ski the rest of the time. Yeah.
basically.
Well, this was awesome. This was a ton of fun. I'm so happy we were able to make it work.
Me too.
Like I said, we've been following you for years. Your stuff is fun. It's a lot of fun to watch and see. And it's just, it makes it enjoyable. It makes
Thank
the
you.
sport feel, it makes the sport feel like a welcoming sport. So
Well,
Me being
thank
the
you.
triathlete or former triathlete, I love to see it.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Carolyn, we just have to say thank you again. This was an absolute blast, and we just can't wait to see all the cool things that you keep doing this year, and we're going to keep following along.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Carolyn Carter, a.k.a. the LA Triathlete on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.